comes to learning and being part of the education force. So that actually kind of uplifted my spirits to start with the little kids. So I started off with early childhood, doing my diploma, mainly mastering the techniques of Montessori development. And as I progressed in the early childhood field, and I realized that there's a lot more towards learning, approach and looking at how students develop holistically. So I took an interest of upgrading myself, and I went on to teach the middle school students, which at the same time kind of like encouraged me to do my master's in education, specializing more into teaching of English as a second language. So I started working with students who had difficulties in learning English like in second language, and then I got the opportunity to also accredit myself to be part of the Cambridge marking workshops. All right, so we actually went to the workshops, and I learned the proper techniques of marking, IGCSE papers, and I kind of like managed confidently to learn and master the skills of looking at the papers. So from then onwards, I'm actually been teaching EFL and ESL, and my students have actually proven their grades, and we've actually achieved A's and A stars. When I chanced upon Pasxcel, I was actually a desperate parent, all right, looking for an avenue to help my child, especially my son in particular, and that was also amidst the pandemic when the school started to close, and I needed a level of exposure for him to have his continuous study to prepare him for his IGCSE. And just by browsing, I actually came across Pasxcel and got in touch with Teacher Yuven, and we had a wonderful chat over the phone, and he kind of like instantaneously knew my son's problems, and he was willing to coach him. And although I was a bit reluctant in how this online coaching and training will go by, but within 2 months of enrolling my son in Pasxcel, I saw lots of changes in my son himself. And I think you can actually I can vouch for it, because if you go and head on to the Pasxcel website, you will see my testimony there as a parent, really giving my 100% dedication and 2 thumbs up to the school for being part of my son's learning journey. So that kind of like put a question in my mind that if at all I get the opportunity to be part of Pasxcel, I may want to take it. I did have this notion in my head that if I do get offered, I may consider. And well, the offer actually came knocking, but it took a lot of persuasion, because I saw the excellence of the coaching method and the success my son had after he actually obtained his IGCSE results. And I think, yeah, this online teaching method does work. So just in a chat session with Mr. Yuven, he did ask me what about you trying to, also offer your dedication, your passion into teaching and put it into good use for a noble cause and join us. So I gave it a lot of thought. There was a lot of reluctance, on my part, because I hesitated. It took him a lot of persuasion, months, before I agreed to join Pasxcel as one of the teachers. But that also happened as a part-time teacher at the moment, before I actually proceeded to becoming one of the senior leadership team members of the school.